Hello everybody, this is Alakai. I'm really excited. Got myself a new gravity feed. So we are resetting our ability to pull super rares. Not that they really matter much anyways for this set, but it's always nice to see one. I understand, well, there's a rumor out there that there's actually going to be some foils going to come out for some of the upcoming cards, and those are going to be like super rares as well. So that'll be fun. For now, let's open our packs. She-Hulk and that Falcon guy. Falcon Recon. When Falcon attacks, your sidekicks cannot be blocked. Good to get in some extra damage. Rather aggro-y for 3 and a fist. Low cost. And She-Hulk Jennifer Walters. 5 and a fist for the Avenger. If She-Hulk is blocked, spin her up 1 level. It's a common version there. Second pack. Oh, cool. Rare. Alright. Black Panther Diversion. 5 and a fist for an Avenger. If Black Panther does not attack, you may choose an opposing non-fist character. That character cannot block. Super aggro, right? Level 3, 1 field, 8/2. Big, powerful, beefy creature. Oh. And Cable, Man of Action. 4 and a Bolt. When Cable is blocked, deal 1 damage to an opposing character. Global, pay Bolt, deal 1 damage to target opposing character. That character must block if able. Oh, cool card. I haven't seen too much Cables come out. Black Panther's got tons of them, but not so much in the rares. I don't think I've pulled the rare yet. Alright, pack number 3. That's what we like to see, though. Some rares, huh? There's a Jolner. Do I have the Jolner rare? Nope. Red Hulk, aka Rolk. While Red Hulk is active, when an opposing sidekick is knocked out, your opponent loses 1 life, no matter how many Red Hulk dice you have fielded. And its burst is, if Red Hulk knocks out a sidekick, your opponent loses 2 additional life. Cool. Again, big beefy creature. And Cerebro, cybernetic intelligence. Place Cerebro on an X-Men dies card. It remains there until you or a card effect removes it. It is still in the field. When you field a die from that card, knock out 1 opposing die. 5 in a mask. It's pretty awesome for tempo play. We're going to get back into some of those different types of deck builds and strategies. Tempo is just another version of that. So. Oh, cool. It's a toad and a... I can't remember. Sabretooth, that's what it is. Sabretooth, 4 and a fist, villain character, survivor. When Sabretooth takes enough damage to knock him out while he is at level 2 or 3, spin him down 1 level and reduce the damage he has taken to 0. So I guess if he's going to be knocked out, he doesn't get knocked out. He actually just spin him down, and then he stays on the field. Pretty cool. 2 field, level 3, 2 field, 5/4. So he's not too crazy stats, but he's great. Villain character, you can use him with Nasty Boy. Oh, this is the villain pack right here. And Toad, tongue lashing for the common version. While Toad is active, each opposing non-psychic character must attack, if legal. Cool. This guy has to stay up there. 5th pack. Bam. And there's, speaking of Nasty Boy in the last pack there, Mr. Sinister, Nasty Boy. 5 and a Bolt for a villain. While Mr. Sinister is active, whenever a villain is knocked out, either player deals 1 damage to your opponent. Awesome, awesome creature or character. As long as there's the villains in the field, this is a great one to use. Just extra damage. Bam, bam, bam. Gets in there. Global, pay Bolt. Each player chooses 1 of the characters to take 3 damage. just crushes. Apocalypse. Apocalypse gets +5 defense on the turn he is fielded. Not bad. Not great. Not super fan of Apocalypse. That's it for now, guys. Stay tuned. Please like and subscribe below. Thank you so much. Bye. Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Alakai coming to you with another deck idea or deck tech for a 4-card deck. It seems like I've been using a lot more of these lately because I'm teaching and constantly trying to get new people into the game, so I am always using 4-card decks. This is an idea to try out, and in this case I do actually have a distribution of dice as a kind of a start. The reason for it is because this is actually my 4-card deck, the one I use mostly. So let's go through it real quick, and I'll show you the interactions and the reasons why I have everything. So actually, let's start with Professor X. Professor X recruiting young mutants, 6 in a mask for next button character, but I'm never going to use it for that, am I? Professor X is here really just for ramping. I want to ramp into Pyro, I want to ramp into Human Torch and use that as much as possible. 4-card decks, when you're talking to people and you're explaining things and how interactions go, you're talking about the in-transit zone and what's doing, it's kind of a good card to identify some of the different interactions and the way the dice kind of are playing and the way you work it. It also helps me get into my 5 character, my 4 character really quick. Pyro Uncontrolled, rare character, by far my favorite card in all of Dice Masters. This is my favorite. I don't know why. I don't even know who the character is. I've never seen the guy before, but I really dig his interaction, the way he works. When Pyro attacks, roll all the dice in your used pile, right? Deal 1 damage to your opponent for each bolt rolled. Return the dice to your used pile. And for its global, pay bolt, draw and roll 2 dice from your bag. Keep any bolt results rolled. Return the rest to your bag. It's got a great global, and it's got a very interesting interaction with the used pile, right? So when he attacks, very similar to Serena, when she attacks, she deals 2 damage directly that can be avoided by spinning down. When Pyro attacks, you take the risk, you roll all the dice in your used pile for every bolt that comes up. Guys, I'm going to stop here for a second and just let you know that it must be a bolt, and it cannot be a question mark. It must be the bolt. The question mark cannot turn into a bolt when you're doing this. It's very specific about the energy that it uses. And I know a lot of the different energies have different interactions, but in this case, the rules very clearly state that you actually have to have a bolt signature shown to do this attack. So when he attacks, all the dice in the use pile, you roll them all, and all that damage goes right in. Awesome, awesome opportunity. The reason for it, why is that so great? What's the big deal about that? Well, because the character's like this. Ghost Rider. It's an uncommon version. 2 and a bolt. 2 and a bolt for nothing, right? The characters are just there. I use 4 of these guys. The reason for it, why, is because what I want to do is I want to get these guys in, and all I care about is hopefully rolling that right there. The 2 bolt and in the use pile. All I care about is just getting in. The character is actually relatively weak, we'll say. At level 3, he's a 3 fielding 5/5. Now he's not terrible, but he's a 3 field 5/5. Normally 3 fields are like 8/8s, but again, he's only a 2 bolt, so he's a good opportunity there for you. We already talked about Professor X, and then I have another opportunity here, another interaction. Human Torch, Johnny Storm, 4 and a bolt for Fantastic Four. While Human Torch is active, each time you field a character, Human Torch deals 1 damage to your opponent and 1 to a target character. Now, here's something to think about. I only use 2 of these guys. The reason for it is because no matter how many of these guys are in your field, if you have 2, you field a little character, a sidekick, right? You don't get in for 2. You do not get, because you feel that if you have 2 Johnny Storms in there, you field this guy, you do not get in for 2. You only get in for 1. Doesn't matter how many Johnny Storms are active. If 1 is active, if 2 is active, if 4 are active, you field your sidekick die, and you're getting in for 1 damage. That's the rules there, no matter how much, right? But, interesting enough, I have my 2-cost Ghost Rider, I have my Pyro, and I have my Johnny Storms themselves. If I have a Johnny Storm just sitting there, just hanging out in the field, and I'm bringing characters in, I'm dealing 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, right? Now, interesting enough is that, let's say this happens, Johnny Storm's there, I bring in my guys, I'm doing 2 damage to him. Now I get to do 1 damage additional to another target creature. I can knock out his creatures, or, how's about this? How's about I knock out my own guys? I do 1 damage to my own guys, and they go into the KO area, and I'm going to roll them until the next turn. And I'm going to roll them on my next turn. And all of a sudden, I'm going to be rolling 6 die, 8 die, 10 die, especially with Professor X out here. and hopefully I roll more sidekick, and I just do the same thing. Field zone, 1 attack, he comes in, boom, I hit my opponent for 1, target my guy, get rid of him, he's in KO, and I'm rolling him again. And I just keep churning and churning, and there he goes again. Rolling it, boom, 1 to him again, comes in through again. Prep area, goes right back into the bag. Or bag, you know, the reserve area. So it's very nice interaction. It gets in for a lot of damage, right? Pyro in itself, as soon as these guys get in for attack, if they actually do make it into the attack, and we do have a couple of different items in the used area, and we have Pyro there, and we have a flame, little guy there. We start rolling these guys, and all of a sudden, look at that, boom. I just did 4 damage to his face. And then these guys, these dice, don't go anywhere but back to the use pile. It's just, this is just awesome. Not to mention that my Pyro is also attacking, so he's also going to hopefully get in for his stats, and his stats are pretty good too. At level 3, he's a 5/2, so favorite card. Hope this helps, and it definitely does have a lot of interactions to talk to people about, a lot of reasons why you use them. If anything, I can get scrutinized as you wish. If anything, Professor X does need to be here, right? So 5 cost, Human Torch does some churning. I don't necessarily need to have Professor X. I can have any other character I need to have for churning to kind of get up to 5 drop. But really, like I was saying before, Professor X is really here to explain that interaction of the transit zone, which is very confusing to new players, and also to help me ramp, so I can identify and I can show people how things are moving, how things are going. So, anyways, I hope it helps. Take care, guys. Like and comment below. Appreciate it. Bye. It's a classic struggle in Dice Masters. You go about building a deck or a team. The next thing you do is you gotta go and try to find all the dice that go with it. And sometimes you don't have enough dice to fill it up, so then you start again. It gets kind of nuts. In this case, we have kind of a blend. We have Mystique LESU, Magneto Hellfire Club, Professor X Trainer, Psylocke Quinnan the Assassin, a very fancy, super rare controls probability, Pyro Uncontrolled, Mr. Sinister Nathaniel Essex, and a Cerebro supercomputer. It's upside down right now, but that's my my opponent's building his team. He's got all his dice on the table trying to figure out what to do. As far as my team, I'll talk about it also. We also have, of course, the Professor X Trainer. We have Black Widow Serena. We use Nick Fury Patch for his ability with Avengers. Jolnir to ping Hulk and aggravate him. On this side, if I can get rid of that ugly shadow, we use Namor Atlantean to help get rid of some of those action effects. We have Hulk Green Goliath, used with Nick Fury Patch, and also for his ability to get rid of opponents' characters. We have Psylocke Quinnan the Assassin as well for some quick kills, and Cerebro for some tempo tempo reduction and getting rid of the momentum. I use the Avengers X-Men Matt. All right.